Does anyone else have that one friend who always turns every conversation into a highlight reel of their own accomplishments? You know the type, the friend who, no matter what you're talking about, manages to seamlessly shift the focus back to them. In this video, we will explore 5 core traits of narcissistic individuals. Let's begin. Trait number 1, grandiosity. Let's dig into grandiosity. It's like when someone sees themselves as the hero in their own blockbuster movie, you know? These folks with narcissistic traits take it to the next level.
Say you're not disabled, you're not pregnant, I don't give I don't want your bed bugs, I don't want your smell, you're disgusting. I don't want you sitting next to me. So off. Shut the up.
They're not just confident. It's like they need a round of applause every time they breathe. Picture this. They walk into a room and it's as if the spotlight should follow them, announcing their grand entrance. It's not just being proud of their achievements. It's needing everyone to know they're the superstar of the show. Now imagine that friend who can't stop talking about their accomplishments. It's not just a quick, "Hey, I did something cool." No, it's a whole saga about how amazing and extraordinary they are. Every conversation becomes a stage where they perform their greatest hits, expecting the audience to stand and cheer. It's not that they're sharing. It's like they're on a constant quest for everyone to acknowledge their awesomeness. Think about it as a never-ending loop of seeking admiration. These folks crave constant validation. It's not just a like or a thumbs up. It's a demand for a standing ovation after every little thing they do. It's almost like their self-worth relies on this ongoing applause, and without it, they might feel a bit lost. Now, let's get real for a moment. This constant need for admiration isn't just about being proud of yourself. It can affect relationships. If you're dealing with someone who needs a constant pat on the back, it might feel like you're always in the audience, clapping even when you don't feel like it. It can be exhausting because, let's be honest, life isn't a never-ending awards ceremony. Trait number 2, lack of empathy. Now let's talk about empathy, or in some cases, the lack of it. You've probably met someone who seems a bit clueless about how you're feeling, right? Well, that might be someone with narcissistic traits. Empathy, which is all about understanding and sharing other people's feelings, isn't their strong suit. It's like they've got this emotional shield that makes it challenging for them to get what you're going through. Imagine you've had a rough day and you're sharing it with a friend. Instead of a comforting response, they start talking about their own problems. It's not because they're mean. It's just that connecting with your feelings might be a bit challenging for them. So you end up feeling like your emotions are doing a solo act, and their empathy radar is on the fritz. Think about it like a puzzle piece missing. When someone lacks empathy, it can make relationships a bit bumpy. You might find yourself wishing for a bit more understanding, a nod that says, "I get it." But with this empathy piece missing, it's like trying to have a heart-to-heart conversation with someone wearing emotional earmuffs. So when you come across someone with this lack of empathy thing, it's not that they don't care about you. It's just that the way they connect with emotions might need a bit of tuning. Understanding this helps us navigate those moments when we wish for a bit more heart in a conversation, even if the other person's emotional radio signal isn't always crystal clear. Surprisingly, only 10% of you have subscribed. If you find this video informative and educational, please hit that subscribe button and give this video a quick like to support us in the YouTube algorithm. Thank you. Now let's continue, shall we? Trait number 3, need for constant admiration. Picture someone who's always fishing for compliments, like they've got an applause hunger that just won't quit. It's not just liking a pat on the back. It's needing applause all the time, as if they're on a stage and the spotlight should never dim. Ever had a buddy who couldn't stop talking about their achievements, expecting a round of applause for every little thing? That's the admiration game. It's not just sharing good news. It's wanting a standing ovation every time they do something. It can be a bit exhausting, to be honest. Think about it as a craving that's never satisfied. These folks with the constant need for admiration aren't just content with a simple, good job. It's like they're on a quest for an encore after every small victory. And if the spotlight isn't shining on them, they might feel a bit lost in the dark. Now, when you're around someone with this constant admiration thing, it can impact your interactions. It's not that you don't appreciate their achievements. It's just that the need for applause might take center stage. Understanding this helps us navigate those moments when we're clapping along, even if the constant applause soundtrack feels a bit much. Trait number 4. Sense of entitlement. Ever met someone who believes the world owes them something? That's the sense of entitlement we're diving into. It's like they think they're the VIPs of life, deserving special treatment and all the perks without putting in the same effort as everyone else. Imagine a colleague who breaks all the rules thinking the usual stuff doesn't apply to them. That's entitlement in action. It's not just bending the rules a bit, it's acting like they're above the rules altogether. It can make teamwork a bit challenging when one person feels like they're the exception to everything. Think of it as someone carrying around an invisible crown, expecting the world to treat them like royalty. It's not that they're intentionally being difficult, it's just that their rule book might have a few extra chapters written just for them. So, when you're dealing with someone with this sense of entitlement, it's not that they're against teamwork or fairness. It's just that their expectations might need a bit of a reality check. Understanding this helps us navigate those moments when we're all working together, but one person seems to think they're playing a different game. Trait number 5. Exploitative behavior. Now let's talk about those who always seem to get what they want, even if it means using some tricky moves. That's the exploitative behavior we're diving into. It's like they've got a playbook for getting what they want, and it might involve bending the truth or playing mind games. Imagine a friend who's super charming but seems to use that charm to get what they want. That's exploitation. It's not just being smooth. It's using those smooth moves to get ahead, even if it means others might end up a bit bruised. It can make relationships a bit rocky when one person is always playing a strategic game. Think of it as someone always holding the cards close to their chest, making strategic moves in a game where everyone else is just playing for fun. It's not that they don't care about the people around them. It's just that their tactics might leave others feeling a bit perplexed. Now, when you're dealing with someone with this exploitative behavior thing, it's not that you need to start playing games too. It's just about understanding their playbook and deciding how you want to navigate those tricky moments. Understanding this helps us keep our own strategy clear in a game that's sometimes played with hidden cards. If you find yourself navigating relationships with individuals exhibiting narcissistic tendencies, it's crucial to set healthy boundaries. Recognize that their actions are often driven by deep-seated insecurities rather than malice. In your interactions, maintain a balance between compassion and self-preservation. Remember, you deserve genuine connections and respect. By arming yourself with awareness and empathy, you empower yourself to navigate the complexities of these relationships with resilience and understanding. Keep your spotlight shining on your own well-being, and let empathy guide you as you navigate the intricate landscape of human connections.